Namaste, greetings, salutations. Hope everybody is doing well, taking care of themselves and each other out there, staying safe. Okay, let's, as always, begin with the Oms. Close the eyes, sitting tall, bringing the attention inside now. Stimulate the 7 main chakras within the spine now with the bija mantras, doing the mantra 7 times as we move through, keeping the attention on each chakra. Bring the attention to the base of the spine, the mantra LAM. LAM, 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 LAM. LAM, 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 LAM. Sacral region in the spine, VAM. VAM, 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 VAM. VAM, 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 VAM. Height of the navel and the spine, RAM. RAM, 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 RAM. Ram, 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 Ram. Heart center in the spine, YAM. Yum, 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 yum. Yum, 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 yum. Back of the throat in the spine, hum. Hum, 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 hum. Hum, 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 hum. Between the eyebrows, Om. Om, 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 Om. Om, 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 Om. One Om loud and long, and maybe bring the attention here in the crown of the head. Let's do a few rounds of the purifier pranayama, purifying the nadis. So we do this practice by inhaling through both nostrils for about a count of 4. Then you hold the breath. When you hold the breath, you block the nose. So you use the Vishnu Mudra, block the right nostril with the thumb, left nostril with the pinky finger. Hold the breath. Close the throat, Jalandhara Bandha and Mula Bandha. So like you're trying to pull the anus and navel toward each other, closing the throat, locking the throat there for about 12 counts. Release the locks, exhale slowly through the left for about 8, all impurities out. So when you inhale, imagine it pulling in the best through the pores of the skin, flooding the body. And then hold the breath, attention here, space between the eyebrows. Exhale through left, all impurities out. Seal the left hand, allow the hand to rest anywhere on the lap. Sit tall, close the eyes, breathe out completely. Let's inhale for both. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold, do the locks. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 9, 10, 11, 12. Exhale slowly through the left. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Through both. Hold. Out left. Through both. Hold. Out left. Through both. Hold. Attention, brow center. Out left. Last time, inhale through both. Hold, do the locks. Exhale left. Hands down, normal breathing now, noticing any sensations. Okay, let's stand up now, preparing for the physical practice for the asanas. Let's do the mantra for purification now. If you don't know the mantra, just follow it mentally. Om apavitra apavitra va sarva vashtanga topi va yaha smarit pandrikiksham sapahya vientraha sachihi. May all beings be happy and free, and may the benefits of this practice reach all of creation, especially those who are suffering. Remember every action and offering. Try to imagine everyone everywhere receiving the benefits, especially those who can't do the practice, who are suffering terribly. Okay, come to the front of the mat. Let's warm the body with the sun salutations. Go back. Go down, Uttanasana. You may bend the knees if you need to, chest to thighs. Right foot steps back. Sink the hips, lift the gaze and chest. High plank. Knees, chest, chin, lower, bowing. Cobra pose, legs together. Chest open, shoulders back. Downward facing. Right foot steps between the hands, sink the hips. Feet together, Uttanasana, chest and thighs together. Stretch the arms, go back. Hands to heart. Other side. Go down. Left foot back now. High plank. Bowing, knees, chest, chin. Cobra. Downward facing. Left foot steps. Feet together. Going up and back. Hands to heart. Go back. Go down. This time, interlace the fingers behind the back. Stretching the arms way away from the back. Open the shoulders, little bounces. Awakening the joints, the muscles. Step the left or the right foot back now. Low lunge. High plank. This time full bow. Knees down, seat to the heels, forehead down. Bend the elbows, pull through to Cobra. Keep moving, full bow. Cobra pose. Last time, full bow. This time upward facing if you can, thighs off the floor. Downward facing. See if you can strike the head to the floor, create a curve in the upper back. Right foot steps, low lunge, feet together, Uttanasana. Stretch the arms and go back. Hands to heart. Other side, go back. Go down, interlace the fingers behind the back, little movements. Micro movements to awaken and open. Left foot steps. High plank. Full bow. Cobra. Full bow. Keep moving, awakening, warming the body. Full bow. If you can, upward facing. Downward facing. Left foot steps, low lunge. Feet together, Uttanasana. Stretch the arms, go back. Hands to heart. Go back. Go down. Jumping back if you can. If you can't, simply step back. Low plank. Upward facing. Downward facing. Press with the palms. Create the length, the space, and the arms, the torso. Keep moving the chest between the shoulders. Head toward the floor. You can bounce here. Or if the head reaches the floor, stay. If you can, straightening the legs. If you're not straightening them, if it brings the shoulders, you can bend the knees, press the palms. Over time, the legs come. Okay, from here, jumping the feet between the hands if you can, or just step. Uttanasana. Stretch the arms, go back. Hands to heart. Go back. Go down. Let's do the crow pose. Balance on the hands if you can. Bring the knees to the upper arms. Use them as shoves. Balancing on the hands. If you can, shoot the legs back. Low plank. Upward facing. If you can't do that, you pretend until you get it. Keep practicing. Keep pretending. Downward facing. Micro movements if you need them, or just resting the head on the floor. Keep trying to create that curve in the spine, preparing you for the deeper back bends, taking on the consciousness of the dog. Okay, jumping if you can, feet between the hands lightly, Uttanasana. Stretch the arms, go back. Hands to the heart, mountain pose, now Tadasana. Close the eyes. Listen to the breath. Inhaling Om. Exhaling Om. Okay, let's do the tree pose now. Vrikshasana. So balancing on the left leg, placing the right foot along the left leg wherever you can, as high as you can. Or if you have the half lotus, go ahead, take half lotus. Make sure if you're in the half lotus, you keep pressing the right knee back and down. Hands begin at the center of the chest, heart center. Focus on steadiness, on stillness. If you have good balance, extend the arms. Reach for the fingertips. If you want more of a challenge, you can lift the gaze toward the ceiling. Keep rooting through the foot. Your growing roots into the floor, cementing you there. Steady. Slowly release. Break the pose. Let's go to the other side. So same thing. Wherever you can, just do your best. Know that your best is exactly perfect, exactly where you need to be, where you should be. Just offer it up. Hands at the heart to begin. Once you're steady here, if you can, extend the arms. Try to have straight elbows. Reaching through the fingertips, grounding through the feet, moving in opposite directions. Imagine the prana flowing through all the nadis, removing any blockages, freeing up the energy. If you're steady, you may lift the gaze. So slowly allow the eyes to move first, the head follows. Concentrate, forcing the mind to one-pointed concentration. Don't get distracted. Slowly break the pose. Let's come to the back of the mat. We'll do the T pose. So you can hold one wrist with the opposite hand. It doesn't matter which one. Step the left foot forward. We're going to make the shape of the letter T with the body. So lower the torso so it's parallel to the floor. Lift the back leg, the right leg. Point the toes of the right foot. Try to keep the hips level. Stretch the toes and the crown of the head in opposite directions. You may bend the standing leg if you need to. Concentrate, stillness here. Return gracefully to the back of the mat. You may grab the opposite wrist or not, it's up to you. It's good to switch the hands though, I think. Step the right foot now. T pose. Making the shape of the letter T. Lower the torso first. Ground through the right foot, lift the left leg. Hips stay level. Point the left toes. Every pose an offering, an act of adoration and love to the Lord, to the Supreme Self. So allow the poses to be pretty, not ugly. Done as an offering, no selfish motives behind them. All selfishness melts away. Okay, return to the back of the mat. Let's do Ardha Chandrasana next, the half moon, left foot forward. Lower the left hand to the floor. If you need help, place a block or something under the hand. Lift the right leg high. Stack the hips and shoulders. Reach the right arm toward the ceiling. If you can, the gaze is lifted as well. Try to bring the ankle higher than the hip if you can. Point the toes. You have options here. You can stay, or if possible, bend the back leg. Take hold of the leg near the ankle. Kick the arm with the leg. Keep kicking the leg. There's different ways you can do this variation with the gaze down, keeping the hips level. Or you can come onto the pads of the fingers of the left hand and begin to open the chest and the hip even further, lifting the gaze toward the ceiling. Keep kicking the ankle into the hand. Okay, release. Let's go to the other side. So right side now. Right foot down, or right foot forward, right hand down. Take your time. If you move too quickly, you easily lose balance here. Stacking shoulders, stacking hips. Extend the left arm. And same as the other side, you can bend the back leg. Take hold of the leg. Try not to hold the toes here. Keep opening. So you can keep the gaze down, working on the hamstrings, stretching here, or come onto the pads of the fingers. Give yourself a little more space. Lift the chest and the gaze toward the ceiling, opening in a curve, the C shape of the body. Okay, release. Let's come to the back of the mat now. Copy asana from the back of the mat. Step the left foot forward. Big step forward. Lower the back knee, sink the hips low in a low lunge. Make sure you're sinking nice and low. Straight line from thigh to thigh. Let's start here. Just press the palms into the thigh. Keep pressing to bring the shoulders over the hips. So try not to be here. Keep pushing. Keep engaging the muscles in the back body, the hips, especially that right hip, chest open. It's morning here on the East Coast, so the body may be a little stiffer. Hands to the lower back. If you can, squeeze the elbows, the chest, lift the chest from the thigh. Arch. Or you may interlace the fingers behind the back and try to reach the hand to the floor for hands. If you can, Kali Mudra. Reach the arms and stretch. Wiggling here a little to go deeper. Another option is you can take hold of the opposite elbows with the hands. Help to open the chest, micro movements. Okay, downward facing. Bringing the chest toward the thighs, head toward the floor. Copy asana on the right. Right foot forward, left knee down. On the top of the back foot. So again, take the hands. We're going to start here. It's morning. Hands to the thigh. Pressing. Try to straighten the elbows to bring the shoulders beyond the hips, at least over the hips, chest open. Squeeze the left glute hard. Protect your lower back. Hands to the lower back if you can. Hugging everything in the back body. Keep lifting the chest away from the thigh and arch. Or interlace the fingers behind the back. Keep moving the hands down toward the floor, to the floor. If you can, Kali Mudra. Stretch the arms, go back. Wiggling a little. Or hold the opposite elbows, opening deeper. Feel the nice stretch across the chest. Okay, downward facing. Parivrita Parsvakonasana, revolved side angle. Left foot forward, right knee down. Curl the back toes. So you should have a box lunge. 2 90-degree angles with the legs. Right hand to the outside of the left leg. Twist to the left and place the left hand to the heel or the ankle of the right foot. Turn. Keep turning. You should be able to gaze at the foot there. Pushing, pulling. Continue to open the chest. If you can, go to the next. Stretch to the right and take the right upper arm to the outside of the left leg. Try to even bring the shoulder to the knee to close the gap. Stretch through the crown of the head and either hands in prayer. You can make a fist with the left hand to press it into the right palm, lifting the chest toward the ceiling. You have to keep stretching through the crown of the head, keep creating space and length, and keep pulling the left shoulder and ribcage onto the back, lifting the chest toward the ceiling. Now, if you can, shift the weight into the left foot. Lift the right knee off the floor. Keep pressing into the back of the knee, reaching through the heel. Create that length, that stretch from the heel through the crown of the head. Of course, if you have a bind, you can help the right arm underneath the thigh and grab the hand or the wrist under the thigh. Okay, downward facing. This time you have options. You may stay in the downward facing, or if you know the forearm balance, bring the elbows, the forearms to the floor. Make sure your elbows are no wider than your shoulders. The hands may be closer or even together. Gaze down, broaden between the shoulder blades. If you can, walk the feet closer, bring the hips over the shoulders, lifting one leg, then the other. Easiest variations with the legs. If you can, legs together. Okay, release. Come to downward facing. And let's do a revolve side angle on the other side. So the right foot forward, left knee down, so the left thigh is perpendicular to the floor. Left hand to the outside of the right thigh. Turn to the right and reach the left hand, or the right hand, sorry, to the left heel. Turn, twist. If you cannot do the next, you stay here. But if you can, stretch and bring the left upper arm or even the shoulder to the outside of the right leg. Hands either in prayer, or make a fist with the right hand, and you really press it into the right palm to help lift the chest. Twisting deeper. Okay, shift the weight forward into that front foot. Take the weight off the back knee to lift the leg from the floor. Same as the other side. If you have the bind, go ahead. Grab the hand or the wrist under the thigh. Okay, break the pose. Downward facing. Again, you have one more chance to go up onto the forearms. If you don't want to practice the forearm balance, or you don't have a forearm balance, stay here downward facing. But if you can, even if you can't balance on the forearms, you can try just bringing the forearms to the floor. You have to broaden between the shoulder blades to keep from collapsing into the floor, to keep the face from coming down like that. Broaden between the shoulder blades, keep the gaze down. Keep pressing the forearms to the floor. If you can, walk the feet in without collapsing. This is just the next step, maybe lifting the heels, bouncing a little bit here, rocking a little. Of course, if you know how to come up, go ahead, come up. Or you stay down facing. And keep working on creating that curve, preparing you for the deeper back bends. If you're on the forearms, return to downward facing dog. Let's do the lizard pose now. Left foot to the outside of the left hand near the edge of the mat. We're going to rock a little forward and back. Rock on the ball of the back foot, opening the hip. You can bounce if you'd like. Awakening the hip. It is morning, so the micro movements are so helpful. Lower the knee to the mat. Uncurl the back toes. Keep sinking the hip and thigh. As the hip and thigh sink down, the chest opens more. If you can, right elbow right under your right shoulder. If you can, left elbow under the left shoulder. Keep trying to hug the knee in. Keep reaching through the toes in the back and the chest. If you can, left hand on top of the left foot. Bring the elbows to the sides to come the whole way down. If you're the whole way down and you know other variations, go ahead. Wherever you are, close your eyes. Become one with the breath. Become one with the mantra. Inhaling Om, exhaling Om. Okay, return to high plank. And let's do lizard on the right now. Right foot to the outside of the right hand. So the right foot should be right on the edge. And let's rock a little, opening this side now. You can bounce to whatever feels good, as fast or slow as you need to go. Lower the knee now, uncurl the back toes, stretch. Keep sinking and opening. Left elbow down if you can. Right elbow down if you can. The chest down if you can, without collapsing. If you're bringing the chest down, I see this a lot, just falling to the side. No, no. You have to create the length first, and then come down with the length engaged, not just collapsing. No crooked lizards. Close your eyes, become one with the breath. Okay, come back to high plank for Vashisthasana, side plank. On the left first. Beginners or somebody with a problem with the shoulder, bring the left knee down, extend the right arm up. You may also take the traditional variation, but if you can, bend the right leg. Place the ball of the foot on the floor behind the left leg. Press with the flattened foot, the left foot should be flattened. Press with the left palm. If the hips lock here into place, that back leg is weightless, you may lift the leg and take hold of the leg. Begin with the knee first and then the toe or the foot. Okay, let's go to the other side. Same thing, the knee down if you have a problem. Or traditional, but if you can, bend the left leg, follow the foot to the floor, flatten the right foot. About a 45-degree angle, left arm straight up, and left you're holding the leg. Make sure when you take hold of the leg, you're not collapsing in the hips or shoulders. You may also hold the foot here, but you hold the knee first. Make sure you master that first before moving into grabbing the foot or toe. Okay, go to the other side, same thing. So try to do the same variation you did on this side. Unless you know, Urdhva for here, you come through Vashisthasana into Urdhva. Upward facing bow. If you're in upward facing, lift the heels and rock. Send the chest between the shoulders, try to open here. Press with the palms, try to straighten the arms. Okay, gracefully return. Under control, go to the right, same thing. Pass through Vashisthasana first if you're going into Urdhva. Otherwise, just do the same variation you did and stay in Vashisthasana. Okay, nice and gracefully, return to high plank. Bring the knees to the mat, seat to the heels, child's pose. Close your eyes, settle your breath. Lift the torso now. Staying in thunderbolt, so staying kneeling seat on the heels. If that's uncomfortable, you can place something between the seat and the heels to help you there. Let's do Gomukhasana arms, the easy cow face pose. Extend the right arm, turn the palms, so the pinky's in, palms facing backwards. Bend the elbow, left hand to the right elbow to help the upper arm behind the back of the head. Right hand between the shoulder blades. You can simply stay here. If you're tight in the shoulders, you may stay here But if you can, bend the left arm and find the body behind the back. You may use your clothing or even use a strap there. Once the arms are set, press the head into the upper arm, using the upper arm like a pillow. Chest is open here. This prevents hunchback as we grow older, the rounding forward of the shoulders, the curving in the wrong way of the upper back. Close the eyes, all the attention space between the eyebrows. Very slowly release the arms. Be mindful of your shoulders. You can shake out the arms, roll them if you need to. Let's do the other side now. Left arm extends. Rotate the shoulder palm back, pinky in. Bend the elbow. Right hand to the left elbow. Help the upper arm behind the back of the head. And then right arm behind the back. Bend the elbow. And clasp the hands if you can. If you can't, use a strap or use your shirt. Press the head into the upper arm, open the chest, close the eyes, all the attention space between the eyebrows. Okay, release nice and slowly. Be mindful of your shoulders. Now for the king of the poses, shavasana. So we're going to do the tripod variation. If you know how to go into it from the full lotus, go into it from the full lotus. I'll show you here. Take the full lotus if you have it. Don't worry, if you don't, I'll show you the other variations as well. So the easiest way to get into the tripod headstand from full lotus, you come up and you have to use the upper arms like a shelf. So bend, lift the one knee, it doesn't matter which one, bend the elbow to use the upper arm like a shelf. Try to bring the leg near the armpit. Then you place the head on the floor right between the hands. And that back leg, the knee is on the floor, and it should be a straight line from the head to that back knee. It makes it easier. Now you press into the palms to lift the other side and bring it onto the upper arm. From there, ta-da, you're there. That easy. Okay? Don't worry, if you don't, we'll just come into the regular tripod. And if you can go into headstand from there, perfect, okay? So with all poses, it starts with the base, right? So make sure that you have a triangle, that you have a tripod for the headstand. You don't want the head right between the hands. Then there's no way that you have a good base to sustain you. So hands down, bring the head out so that you have a triangle to support you to set the foundation. Lift the hips. Walk the feet in, bringing the hips over the shoulders. Don't lose the neck, not like this, like this. Then if you can, one leg on the upper arm, the other leg on the upper arm. So you can stay in the tripod, but if you can, lift the legs. If you need to split the legs, you may. Or you can bring the legs together, or you can do the lotus. Go ahead, whatever variation works for you right now. Now, whether you're in the lotus or not, if you can, we're going to try to balance on the hands. So either lotus or just bend the legs
And bring the legs back to the upper arms like shells. Try to lift the head off the floor. You have to press the palms down, pull the navel in, then release and come to child's pose. Okay, one more headstand now. So if you're a professional, you know, you can do any variation of headstand, but we're going to stay in the headstand for a little while longer. Do the meditation if you're ready for it. If you have mastered the pose, you can leave the body by itself. Close the eyes and bring the attention here at the brow center. So make sure that it's a variation that you can stay in longer. Okay, so I like to do the traditional when I'm using it as a meditative pose. Making sure elbows no wider than the shoulders. Clasp the hands. Beginners, you make a helmet with the hands, so the thumbs come up and the hands will support the back of the head. Lift the knees, the hips, walk the feet in. You have to be able to bring the hips over the shoulders, stacking, in order to come up comfortably. Beginners may split the legs. You may use a wall if you need to. If you can, legs together. If you can, legs straight up. If you have the lotus, take the lotus. Shoulders away from the ears. If you're a beginner, the weight will be more on the forearms until you find the center of gravity and the steadiness. More advanced, most of the weight in the head. Pressing the head down will support your neck. It'll keep the head and neck from wobbling and actually protect it. If you're comfortable in the pose, close your eyes. Bring all the attention to the space between the eyebrows. Try to feel the heartbeat there. It's very, very subtle. You have to move beyond the physical realm, beyond the gross, into the subtle. Maybe every heartbeat there is Om. The Om represents the Almighty One, God in all names and forms. The eternal within everyone and everything. If you need to come down at any point and take a rest, go ahead and come back up. Unless you're a very beginner, then you can come down and rest for longer. If you're a very beginner, you shouldn't be trying headstand without somebody physically there to help you. Keep concentrated. This pose alone benefits every system in the entire body, making it a complete pose. Thirty more seconds. Steady, still, if you can. Very slowly, under control, don't just collapse to come out of the pose. Once the feet come down, knees down, child's pose. Keep the eyes closed, keep the attention on the brow center, rest. Let's come onto our backs now, preparing for Sarvangasana. Let's do a brief corpse pose. Close the eyes and breathe in through the pores of the skin, flooding the body with the prana, every cell, charging everything. Breathing out through the pores of the skin, removing any impurities, removing any fatigue. Inhale through the pores of the skin. Exhale through the pores of the skin. Sarvangasana, shoulder stand, legs together, palms by the sides. Bring the shoulders down the backs. Now lift the legs. Rolling up onto the shoulders. If you come through plow first, please feel free to find your way into the shoulder stand. To come onto the tops of the shoulders the best that you can, chest to the chin. Beginners, you may just hold the hips here. If this is as far as you can go, the knees can even be bent. Otherwise, try to create a nice straight line from the shoulders to the feet. Then steady in the pose. Hold absolutely still if you can. Close the eyes. Come back to the brow center. Again, try to feel the heartbeat there. Halasana, bending the knees, bringing the knees near the forehead. Beginners can stay right here. If you can, bring the knees and the feet down toward the floor. The feet touch down, you can release the arms and interlace the fingers together. You may stretch the legs, coming onto the balls of the feet. Moving the heels away from the hips, the feet away from the shoulders. You could rock a little side to side to go deeper, chest to the chin. Okay, palms down, rolling up onto the seat, into Navasana, into the boat pose. Arms are parallel with the floor, the streak of Pranayama, like inhales and exhales through the nose like a sniffing dog. If you need to, you can keep the knees bent. Exhale. Paschimottanasana, the back stretch. Reach the arms up if you need to, bend the knees. And chest and thighs come together, shoulders near the knees. Hold the heels or the ankles, elbows down. If you can't hold the heels, you're not so flexible, you may have to pull the ankles. Head below the knees, lower back in. If you're more flexible, straighten the legs. Coming into the full pose, you may hold the big toes with the peace fingers, the first two fingers. Bring the attention to the base of the spine. As you inhale, inhaling up the spine to the crown of the head. Exhale back down the spine to the base, to the mole of the heart. Inhaling up to the crown chakra. Exhaling back to the base. Keep going. Keep following the breath up and down the spine. Okay, release. Take hold of the right ankle with both hands. Bring the knee to the shoulder and begin to lie back for the ankle grasp pose. If you're not as flexible, bend the left knee, left foot on the floor. Keep the knee near the shoulder, near the armpit. This prepares the leg for going behind the head. Keep stretching here. But of course, if you're more flexible, you want a deeper stretch, the left leg is straight as well. If you know how to take the leg behind the head, go ahead. You first need to be able to bring the knee to the floor right near the shoulder, right near the armpit. From here, you can bend the opposite leg to bring the shoulder behind, or the knee behind the shoulder. So the leg has to be able to go behind the shoulder before you're ready to take the leg behind the head. The leg goes behind the head, and you press the head back to stay. All of that preparation to get the leg behind the head. Stay wherever your limit is and just offer the pose. Okay, go ahead, release. Let's switch the legs. Taking hold of the left leg now with both hands, not the toes, the ankle. You may start with the right foot on the floor, the knee bent. Especially if you're tighter, and bring the knee near the shoulder, left knee near the shoulder. Of course, if you want to go deeper, straighten the right leg. Keep working. Everything relaxed except for the hands holding the ankle. If you have the ability to go deeper, go ahead. Bring the knee to the floor, right near the armpit. If the knee touches the floor, then you're ready to go to the next. You may bend the right leg. It makes it easier, rounding the spine a little. Take the left shoulder in front of the left knee. You may have to wiggle a little bit to get the shoulder in front of the knee. Once you're comfortable there, then the leg begins to move behind the back of the head. And then you can press the head into the leg. For me this morning, I have to keep holding my foot there. I'm a little tighter in the mornings. Or a little different day to day, hour to hour, right? So just accepting wherever you are, always the witness, the activity of mind and body, watching the body and the asanas, watching the thoughts going here and there, just always the witness. Okay, breathe the nose. Rest. One breath here. Corpse pose. Inhale through the pores of the skin. Recharge. Exhale through the pores of the skin. Let it go. Okay, Sarvangasana again. Shoulders stand again. You should be able to go a little deeper. Move the shoulders onto the backs, palms down. Lift the legs. If you pass through the plow first, go ahead. Coming up onto the shoulders. Go a little deeper this time. Bringing the shoulders under you. Coming to the tops of the shoulders. Legs straight. Or if you have the lotus, Padmasana, go ahead. Only if you have the full lotus, otherwise legs straight. If you're in the full lotus, knees straight up. If you have good balance in the full lotus, you may take the hands to the thighs to help push the knees toward the ceiling to try to straighten the body so the blood and prana flow down. Flooding the thyroid gland, flooding the higher centers in the brain and the brain with the blood, the prana, the oxygen. Now you know what to do. Close the eyes, leave the body, and do your meditation. Like the headstand, this is a complete pose. All the systems in the body benefit from this pose alone. Okay, the plow pose, or if you're in the lotus, you may stay and do the pindasana, the embryo pose, pinning the legs to the chest, Wrapping the arms around the thighs, or any variation of the plow. Okay, bring the palms down. If you're not in the lotus, you can even interlock the thumbs, but bring the hands close together and begin to lower the back onto the arms. If you're in the lotus, you know what to do. You're going to grab the feet to come into Matsyasana, the fish pose. But if you don't have the lotus, the seat lands on top of the hands or the wrist as you lower the legs down. Press the elbows to the floor to lift the chest. Broaden across the chest to the limit, and then bring the top of the head to the floor. Broaden the rib cage from the breastbone, rib cage opening up like a fan there. Bring the attention to the brow center. Postures your prayer. Take me, Lord, take me, I am you, you are me. I am that idea. If you cannot do the next, you can release the pose and come into the bridge pose. Otherwise, stay on the top of the head. Place the feet near the seat, towards the edges of the mat, coming into Urdhva Dhanurasana. You're already on the top of the head, so place the hands near the shoulders, lift the hips, and go up. So remember, if you don't have this pose, do the bridge pose. But if you can, lift the heels, stretch the arms. Imagine the legs are gonna straighten and rock a little on the balls of the feet, trying to bring the the chest between the shoulders. Lifting the navel, the hips toward the ceiling, stretch. Engage the back body, making sure the muscles are supporting your spine. Chin to the chest, slowly lower down. Bring the soles of the feet together, allow the knees to fall to the sides. Recharge with the breath. Okay, once more. So again, either repeating the bridge pose, but if you can, Urdhva Dhanurasana, upward facing bow. Hands by the ears, cup the hands this time. Fingertips aiming toward the top of the mat. Lift the hips, come onto the top of the head, then turn the hands and go up. Stretch, see if you can go a little higher, a little deeper this time. Maybe walking the feet closer or the hands closer. If you can, lift the right leg toward the ceiling. Lower the right leg, lift the left leg, if you can. Lower the leg. Now, lift the right arm. Grab the thigh or grab the shin. Switch. Left hand to the left thigh or to the shin, if you can, only if you can. Now left hand down, chin to chest, slowly lower down. This time hug the knees to the chest, thighs together. You may massage the back. Slow the breathing. Okay, let's sit up now, and let's do the front stretch. So, in the front stretch, traditionally, the fingertips aim toward the feet. The hands are right under your shoulders, and the fingertips aim toward the feet. But But you have the option, you can turn the hands the other way. If that is too difficult for you, or if there's problems with the wrists, then you can switch the hands. Press the palms, lift the hips and thighs, navel toward the ceiling, drop the head back, try to flatten the feet, engage back body, Vastrika. And release. Let's come up to standing. Can I grab my phone so I know what time it is? Keep an eye on the time, okay. So let's do the back stretch, but from standing. So you may bend the knees, chest and thighs together. Take the hands to the backs of the ankles, head below the knees. If you can, straightening the legs, but not like this, like this. So you might need to keep the knees bent. Just like the seated forward fold, the seated back stretch. But now, some of the blood and prana moving into the brain, flooding the brain, the cells there, the higher centers in the brain. So you receive some of the benefits that you do in headstand. Okay, release. We're going to work on Hanumanasana next. The monkey pose, the monkey god pose, excuse me, the pose of Hanuman. Left leg forward, right leg back. So keep both knees bent at first. Flex the front foot. See how my toes are up? I'm going to maybe move a little closer here for the camera. So, can you see that foot? Okay, toes are up, both knees bent. So the chest is open here. If you need to, you can place blocks or something under the hands to keep the chest open. If you can, start lowering down. You can bounce a little here, rock a little. If the seat comes the whole way down, you may straighten the legs. Be careful when you straighten the legs that this is not happening. You want to make sure that that right hip is still coming forward when you straighten down so there isn't weight on the front of that hip flexor. The chest needs to stay open. This is the pose of Hanuman. And it's from the Ramayana when Hanuman realizes his power through his devotion to Lord Ram and Sita and grows very big. And he leaps across the ocean to the island of Sri Lanka to save Sita. And so can you imagine if he's like this, right, or something like this? No. His chest is wide open with love and devotion, right? And if you can here, right? That can even be done here. Whoops. Imagine, try to embody Hanuman and the love and devotion behind his heart, within his heart. Okay, release. We'll switch the legs. Go to the other side any way you'd like. I do have 2 blocks here, so I'm going to show you on this side. So I know a lot of people don't have the flexibility yet, and it's hard for them to open. So instead of being stuck something like this, place something under the hands. So the hands are right under your shoulders to allow you to open here. And over time, and you have to spend some time in the poses and practice them regularly, every day. Little by little, you'll find that you begin to open more. And eventually, you come the whole way down. Any variation. I showed you on the other side, arms up, but you can even come forward into the sleeping lizard pose, head to the inside of the right knee. Arms can stretch out. You can find a twist here. I like this one too, especially if that left hip needs a little help to come forward. Twist to your right. this now. Left shin is going to run parallel to the front of the mat, flexing the left foot, right leg extends straight back so the back of the thigh is aimed toward the ceiling. Okay, so if you can, if you're a little less flexible, I'll show you a variation first. So you can hold the right hand, the foot with the right hand, and bringing the head or the torso towards the knee, the left knee, and stretch the left arm out. Keep working the right shoulder down toward the foot. Over time, the shoulder and the hip are going to come down. Once they do, straighten both arms straight out in front. So then that right hip is coming down. You should feel a nice stretch in the left hip there. Make sure you're keeping the left foot flexed to protect your knee. Close the eyes and just breathe into any areas of resistance. Lift the torso, keep the shin where it is. Keep the left leg right where it is. Options are just taking hold of the left heel with the left hand and sew the forearms right on top of the calf there. And wrap the right arm around the back, fingertips under the thigh if you can, or just hold the thigh. Stack the shoulders, pull that right shoulder back and lift the gaze. Too easy, right elbow to the sole of the left foot. So you can go a little deeper here. Or if you can, walk the fingers forward to bring the shoulder to the sole of the foot. And then you support the head here with the fingertips. You're not lying the head on the floor. You're supporting the head up and keep twisting. Keep pulling that right shoulder back. It should be a nice stretch for the hip as well as for the spine. Nice twist in the spine as well. Break the pose. Let's switch the legs now. So, right shin, parallel to the front of the mat, flex the right foot, left leg back. Okay? So, same as the other side. You can place the left hand right on top of the foot and bring the head down toward the torso, toward the knee. And keep trying to bring the left shoulder down, left hip down. Straighten the arms if you can and bring the torso right over the shin. Over time, so if you're more toward the knee and like this, right, or you're more like this, over time you'll be able to bring that shoulder down and walk the arms out in front. Stretching, if you are here with the arms stretched, stretch the fingertips and toes in the opposite directions, create length. Surrender to wherever you are. Everything moving perfectly. Just watching, witnessing the activities in the mind, the body, the external world. Okay, lift the torso, keep the legs where they are. Right hand to the sole of the right foot, right forearm down on the shin. Wrap the left arm around the back, hands underneath the thigh or just holding the thigh if that's as far as you can go. Lift the gaze, left shoulder stacked on the right. But if you can, go deeper, either the elbow to the sole of the foot or shoulder to the sole of the foot. Support the head. Stretch through the crown, stretch through the back toes. Twist deeper if you can. Go ahead, release. Come onto your abdomen, come onto the belly. Let's do the Cobra pose. Hands under your shoulders. We'll do it nice and gentle first. Hands under the shoulders, forehead down. Pubic bone presses down, head and face feeling up. One vertebra at a time. Sink the pelvis, shoulders back. You may keep the elbows bent. Keep sinking the navel to the floor. And right behind the navel is where you imagine you're going to fold the spine in half. Keep the chest opening. Shoulders stay on the back, not up near the ears. Keep broadening across the chest. Keeps the tops of the feet pressing down, pubic bone pressing down. This is the mother of the back bends. Learn to stay longer. Do more of these to improve your back bends. Massaging the kidneys, the adrenal glands. If you have problems with insomnia, do lots of Cobras. Again, they connect to the adrenal gland. Very slowly lower down. And rest. One hand on the other, forehead down. Bhujangasana again. You may send the hands a little further back, shoulders on the back, and then going up, peeling up. Keep the chest open. You can walk the hands closer to go a little deeper. Make sure it's an arch in the spine, bending backwards, not lifting the thighs up, not lifting the shoulders up. Everything stays curved. Think of God, someone you love, maybe somebody who's suffering. Offer the pose to them. There are so many suffering every day. Imagine the benefits going to them. Do it for them. Okay, slowly lower down. Hands under the shoulders to press back. Child's pose. Knees and thighs together. Lift the torso. Legs straight out in front. Attain. The spinal twist. Left foot near the knee on the outside of the left leg. Lower back up and in. Right hand behind you. Stretch through the left. Try to bring the upper arm to the outside of the leg, freeing the rib cage from the thigh. And twist. Keep the spine perpendicular to the floor. Don't fall back. Chin in line with the shoulder. Close the eyes and go inside. Very slowly release. Switch the legs. Left foot on the outside of the right leg. Lift to the chest. Lower back in. Twist to the left. Stretch the right arm up to bring the upper arm to the outside. If you can, the shoulder, go even deeper. And then lifting the chest open here. Twisting deeper. Press the left palm down. Twist the head to the neck. Push and pull, find your limit. And you close your eyes and go inside, leaving everything all by itself, the body. Imagining the best taking place, but expecting nothing. Very slowly release. Come onto your backs for the relaxation, the Yoga Nidra. So if you need to grab a blanket or socks, whatever you may need, turn your lights down, do that now. And then a very brief Yoga Nidra.
Okay, close your eyes and repeat this sentence 3 times mentally. I will remain awake during the instructions. Let's begin with the left foot and toes. All of your attention to the left foot and all the toes there. Your attention like a magnet or a black hole attracting exactly what you need in order for the tension to be removed, in order for the healing to take place. Remember, you are the witness to the activity, watching the attention, watching the relaxation and the healing process take place. Your attention triggers the process. The ankle now, and the lower leg heavy and loose. The knee, beams of light from all directions, healing prana penetrating through the skin, reaching every cell there. Sense it, feel it, the tingling, the vibrating taking place. The thigh. Hip joint region and buttocks. Loose and heavy. Go to the right foot and toes now. Remove the tension. Imagine the best taking place. Have faith that you're receiving what you need right now. The ankle and the lower leg. The knee. Thigh. And the hip joint region and buttocks. Flesh just hanging from the bone. Everything dead-like. Go to the right hand and fingers. The attention. Attracting the healing prana. Reaching every cell. Normalizing everything. The lower arm now. The upper arm. And the shoulder and armpit region. Let it go, let it be. Go to the right hand and fingers. Relax Relaxing all the fingers there and the entire hand. As the tension melts away and disappears, you're making space for the healing to take place. The lower arm, the upper arm, and the shoulder, armpit region. The attention like a scanning light passing through. Remember, you're the witness to the attention, to the activity. You're watching the attention passing, the attention attracting the prana. Just witness it. Now the back. Bring the attention to the back and begin to relax every part of the back. The muscles, the ribs back there, the spine, everything heavy sinking down. The abdomen and the chest region. From the surface, the skin, the muscle, the bones, into the organs, everything relaxed, everything normalizing, everything turning to light. You are receiving help right now from the celestial doctors, from the celestial beings. They're infinite beings, ready to serve, ready to help. They've gone before us, they know exactly what you need. Sending the love to the cells, the organs, they are beings as well. And sending the love to the celestial beings who are helping you right now. The neck. Relax all parts of the neck. The scalp. And the forehead. Relax the eyes, the nose, upper lip, lower lip, and all the muscles in the face, till all the tension is melted from the entire head and face. Feel the body get very heavy now. Like the body is made of liquid metal, melting into the floor, spreading in all directions. No more than 1/10 of an inch from the floor. Heavy, melting, sinking. Now let it be. When we leave the body by itself, that's when the healing takes place, the deep healing. Bring the attention to the crown of your head, the crown chakra region, and imagine a beautiful light there, 10,000 times brighter than the sun. Beautiful, luminous glow there. Amazing, beautiful, shimmering in all directions. Watching, feeling as the light from the crown of the head begins to engulf your physical form, moving from the crown of the head, through the head and into the rest of the body. until the entire physical body is that same beautiful light. And as that light engulfs the physical body, the physical form disappears, only light remains, vibrating at the highest frequency, pure love, pure light, and expanding in all directions, covering the globe and reaching out into the entire universe. Nothing but light, beautiful, brilliant rays of light, tingling and vibrating, sending love everywhere, sending truth, knowledge everywhere. Stay with the light. You are like the light everywhere. No name, no form, no beginning, no end. Everywhere, within everyone and everything. You are the light, you are the love, you are the soul of all living beings, one without a second. Eternal, immutable, never changing, never wilting, cannot be destroyed. Preparing to come out now. Turn the attention to the breath. Allow the breath to reawaken the physical body. Remain as the witness, watching the attention move, watching the body awaken, watching the mind return to the thoughts, but you are the witness, free from the activity, just watching, just observing without concern, adding any stretches, wiggling toes, fingers, coming to rest on one side, anything you'd like. And then finding your way back up to seated. As always, closing the practice with the Om Shanti, the mantra for peace. Mantras are powerful. Try to imagine the sound and the vibration reaching everyone, all of creation, especially those who are suffering. Not just the humans, the animals too, the plants, the earth, everything, everywhere. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Be receptive to the grace of God. Practice compassion toward all living beings. This should be your main practice. Thank you for joining me. Be well. Take care of yourself and each other. Till next time.